Hey guys, I'm Gia Marie.
And I'm Vanity.
And welcome back to Girl, Shut the Fuck Up.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, so today we have a really special episode for everyone. I know all of our episodes are special, but they truly are really special, if I'm being honest. You know
I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah.
And before we jump into our excitement, let us not forget to thank our sponsor of the show, Ripcord Houston, and also for sponsoring our singing little bar here on set tonight.
Absolutely.
We have Hector. He's back again for tonight.
I'm back. Surprise.
Period. How are you feeling tonight?
You know, better than ever.
Okay.
Thank you for coming back, Hector. You look so
you guys,
cute.
Thank you so much for having me for the
Absolutely.
third episode.
I feel like we just stopped at like a Flying J's. I see you trucking. This is what the outfit's
giving Mexicano white trash.
If that's
maybe
what
just the last part.
Yeah, right.
Maybe just the last part. I don't know about Mexicano.
Sure. Well, our guest this evening is none other than the MIB herself, bitch, Mistress Isabelle Brooks. Welcome, Mistress.
Hi, babe. Thank you for having me. I've been silently judging, or maybe not so silently judging the podcast, but I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
We're gonna cut the fuck up. We're gonna really get into some things because I've never done a interview out of drag since I've been on Drag Race. So
really?
Y'all are the first one. Many have asked. But you know, when you pay the fee, I will come. Thank you.
Right. I wish you
and
asked for drag too. Just kidding.
I appreciate your out of drag mom. And by the way, I just want to give shout out to the outfit, bitch. You put that shit on today.
You know, from the streets of Harajuku.
Yes, I live. Okay.
These girls get a little coin, they start acting a fool.
You know, they start traveling the world, and all of a sudden, girl, they just have clothes.
Like I know I've seen that at Ross before.
Okay, so Mistress, before we get started, we like to play a little game here just to ice break everything. So we have a couple options. You can do a pick your poison game, or you can do the bowl of never have I ever.
We're gonna do both.
Ooh,
I love when a bitch takes control. Okay, so we'll start with pick your poison.
We'll start with the pick your poison.
I almost want to name it like pick your Mistress Isabelle Brooks, because I feel like that's what you are.
What do I find the cocktails?
Our bartender's just so eager to give us a drink, so let us just start there.
You know, we can start there. What? Hand us the cocktails and let us know what you made for us.
Well, today I made for you guys a blue Hawaiian, and this was Mistress's choice of drink.
Oh!
So, you're welcome. And what I made today is actually a blue Hawaiian, so it just consists of 3 easy ingredients. Malibu,
But is it a blue Hawaiian?
and pineapple juice.
Yeah.
A little bit of blue curiacao topped off with some
Sprite.
Right.
It's also pronounced curacao.
Curacao. So here you go, ladies.
Thank
Period.
you.
Here, have
And
that
they, them,
down.
let us not
Here you go,
disrespect
they, them,
anybody.
ladies.
Thank you, my love.
Of course, you're welcome.
By the way, Mistress, I mean, what are your pronouns?
Okay, I am an old school drag queen. I'm he, him out of drag, and I'm she, her in drag. But you can literally call me whatever. And I have this argument all the time. Bosco, I'm looking at you. When I was on tour for Work the World, you know, I have long hair, I have no eyebrows. You know, I walk around, I talk the same in and out of drag. So people are like, you're non-binary. I'm like, girl, I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't really care. I don't know. But they're like, because you don't care, that makes you non-binary.
Right.
So I guess.
Right.
But I don't care, girl. Come whatever.
Okay,
I love
well,
that.
to
But
the
But he,
doesn't believe
him,
in
please.
to the
he,
they,
him.
thems, and the she, hers.
To the he, she, we, they,
Yeah.
them, non-binary, vegan, vegetarians. Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers. Let's take a little sippy sip.
Hector,
Lord.
just so we're clear, which one did you spike? I just want to know.
Wait, just so I'm clear, how does it taste?
It tastes. You know,
fun.
this is why I drink the blue Hawaiians, because they'll sneak up on you. You know,
Yeah.
you have 1 or 2. It's like a little girly one, and then you're
Yes.
done. And then the next thing you know, you're hitting someone, you're throwing a drink in their
Okay,
face, and you're acting a fool.
And you're like, why am I in
After
jail?
the club.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
You're very like vengeful. What? Are you a Cancer?
I am a Cancer.
Are you really?
I am a Cancer.
Are you really?
And I'm a Cancer to a T. Like everything you read about Cancer is true.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Your mom's a Cancer.
Unfortunately.
Right, he has a Cancer. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
she is, and I fucking hate them.
Woo.
JK.
Whoa.
Let me take
Oh,
a
but we
sip.
won't go there.
Okay.
Oh, we can.
So, Mistress, of course.
Wait,
you know,
hold on. The bitch wants to play a game. Oh, we
Oh,
can
that's
play a
right. I
game.
forgot. We're playing our icebreaker game. You're like the bitch.
What is this? What is pick your poison?
So
It's kind of like a
it's
would,
like a
you
would you rather.
okay.
So would you
we're
rather do
each
this
gonna pick a
or
little
that?
set, and then we'll read them to you.
Yeah.
And please, not that we're concerned, give us your full, transparent answer.
Okay.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
So, would you rather make your own sex tape and give copies away for the holidays, or suck on a used tampon? You know, you do look like that girl.
I'm definitely doing my own sex tape and giving it out for the holidays.
Boo!
Down.
That's hot. Would you name it?
You know, I've been in group chats with Gia, so she knows I'm not above it. We don't even need to be for the holidays. It'll be for the weekend.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a good old Wednesday night. She's just handing them out.
Like happy
That's
holiday.
right.
What holiday you handing it out for?
I'm thinking
Halloween,
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, why not? Something's
not?
coming
It's
in and out.
special.
I love a good Groundhog's Day, whatever that is. Alrighty.
Oh.
Mistress, would you rather have your hands feel like they're covered in lube at all times, or get robbed at gunpoint 5% of the time when you leave your house after dark?
I live in downtown Houston, so
Right.
the last one is true anyways. So I'm gonna go with the get robbed 5%.
Okay, bitch. I know that's right.
Honestly, and if I get robbed, it'll turn into a little TikTok or YouTube.
Yeah, why not?
Giving content.
Why not?
Bitch, we're the free content.
Like a good
Always.
American does, right? Just
Yeah.
capitalize on their fucking problems. I love that. So because our good Judy wants to play both,
We're
she
gonna
just
do
happens
both of them.
Come,
Bitch.
like,
You're the only. By the way, you're the only guest who is brave enough to play both of these games.
Yeah.
Gotta
I
give
want
it
to
to
do the
them.
second game with y'all.
Oh yeah, we forgot to
Okay,
ask you.
We'll
It's-
let you pick
That's
one.
okay.
Here, grab one of these.
Oh my
There
God.
you go.
You know what? These remind me of eagles.
Here,
Okay,
Mistress, I also
girl,
want,
let me start chugging this drink because it's already
Chug it.
starting off.
Do you
Mistress,
wanna pick
I want
one?
you to grab one of those too, so you can.
By the way, if you girls need an extra shot or anything, let us
Shall we let you know?
throughout the night.
Okay.
Okay, for
I
sure.
think because she's our guest, I think let's let Mistress go.
Okay, go ahead, Mistress. Read yours first.
It says, never have I ever worn the same clothes 2 days in a row. Bitch, when you're on tour and you're living out of a suitcase, you definitely wear the same
Okay.
clothes multiple times.
Let's talk about not on tour
Yeah.
though.
Oh, not on tour? No.
No, I'm not gonna lie, bitch. When it's been a real busy day or a real busy weekend, a bitch might have on the same panties.
Just
I'm just
nasty.
Not the same panties.
That shit stinks. I know it.
Sorry about it. Okay, never have I ever had someone at my parents' house without them knowing.
Oh, I think we all have.
Just
I feel like
down.
if you've lived life, you have.
Right.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
If you've been pounded in 8th grade,
I do have a small story
well,
about
tell
that.
us. All we got is time.
Girl, tell me why I was so brave when I was young like this. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But back in the day, me and my mom and my stepdad, we had like a little 2-bedroom apartment. And at the time, my stepdad brought his sister into town. So she was staying in my parents' room, and my mom and my stepdad were staying in the living room. Bitch, tell me why I was so horny. I got this guy to come over. He creeped over my mom and stepdad sleeping in the living room, went into my room, fucked me, and then creeped back out the apartment over my mom and stepdad.
Sometimes it's just not worth it. I
That's
just use
crazy.
your hand
Why
and
didn't you go outside?
I don't know, girl. I think I just wanted the comfortability of like having sex in my bed. So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but I think about this shit now and I'm like, girl, why would you have
Dude,
that
you're
man
trash.
step over your parents
And
like
something
that?
tells me
Like-
those fucking floors are creaky. Just I just know it. I
Look,
somehow just
that's
know it.
crazy.
Some bitches are committed to dick, and I guess we should applaud them.
Dude, okay. What
Go
about
ahead.
yours, Hector?
Well, never have I ever acted out my sex fantasy.
Oh.
In what way?
Which one?
It's like,
Right.
why would you not fulfill your fantasy? Yes.
Right.
I have acted out my sex fantasy, and if you guys are wondering what it is, it's getting caught by my mother while I'm fucking someone under my mother's roof.
Oh my god.
And guess what? It happened.
Dude, you are actually terrible.
And you're proud.
And you're proud.
And you're
of
proud.
I'm truly speechless, and it does not happen
You wanna know what my
often.
mother's reaction was? Is, Fidel, ¿qué estás haciendo?
¿A qué huele, mijo?
¿Qué huele?
Oh my gosh.
And while I was on all fours.
Stop.
You being the bottom kills me. Okay. Never have I ever pretended to be asleep so I didn't help with something.
Oh,
Never have I ever pretended to be asleep so I wouldn't help
have
with.
to help.
you every Sunday when you have to clean?
Okay.
Dude, down, bitch. Still Saturday mornings when they were fucking playing that music to clean up. Girl, bye. I'm asleep.
I'm a sheep.
Absolutely, I have
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Mistress? Have you pretended to be asleep so you don't have to help out?
No, because if I don't want to help, I'm saying I'm not doing it, bitch.
She's real honest, baby. Please don't disturb me.
If something tells me I wouldn't even try to wake you up.
Girl, there would be no pretending because, bitch, I snore down. I'm like, bitch, just piggy down.
Oh my god.
Let me take a sip.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's just do a little.
And when you get when you get the blue Hawaiians, you let the girls drink. You just watch. You just like sip your drink.
Okay.
Yeah, something tells me it's ours that are spiked.
Okay. Okay, so Miss Mistress, it's no secret now. Everyone knows. The world knows who you are. Mm-hmm. You are, what is it, like third runner-up?
I'm third runner-up on Rupauls Drag Race and Miss Congeniality, yes.
You are not Miss Congeniality.
I'm the unofficial official.
Right.
Sister, you are not a girl. She swears.
Wait, was there a Miss Congeniality that season?
No,
I don't remember.
Right. What's the point?
I don't remember. I think I was Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, for sure. You know what though? I've worked with Mistress backstage, and she can be a little congenial until she's like, "Baby, can you go get me a Diet Coke, please? Hurry!" And she just like runs you out the fucking dressing room.
Lying, because you know you don't drink that.
I was about to say I don't drink Diet Coke. I need Dr Pepper.
Okay, my bad.
A true Texan.
Like a
It
good
was a Dr.
Texan.
Pepper, my bad.
A true Texan.
Yeah, actually, I didn't really watch like the most recent season, but I did watch your season for obvious reasons. Sasha Colby, not you. No, I did watch the your season, and I thought it was so interesting. It was kind of like weird to see, I guess somebody that you've seen before, like on TV. It kind of felt like surreal. Did it feel surreal for you, like being there?
You know what it is? This is my second time being cast on Drag Race. So I've always auditioned for Drag Race pretty much since I started. And I think I've auditioned 3 times total.
Okay.
And I always knew I would be there. Like, I don't know. Even when I was young, I've always had the same mindset and like the same idea of like what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like in my mind and the way I look at life, I feel like life is already kind of made up how we're going to be, and we're just like watching it play out.
Yeah.
And I feel like I knew I was going to be there. I knew what I was going to do.
Yeah.
So like actually being in it, it doesn't register to me. Like even like, but I remember before I left, everyone was like, because I didn't tell anybody I was going because you know when I first got the call to be on Drag Race, I was still doing wigs at the time. Mm-hmm. So I just going about my normal business. I was like, you know what?
And business was down.
Yeah. No, it was booming, baby. Let's not go there. Actually, before I even get into that story, I refunded 72 wigs on the airplane to Drag Race, honey.
Wow.
Cleared out the big $0. But you know, when I got the call for Drag Race, I remember thinking like, oh, it's not gonna happen. I was like, it's not gonna happen right now yet. And then and they kept calling, and I was like, I'm not gonna even start getting ready till like it's time to go. And then like but the day before I left, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go. They're gonna call and say like, not right now. It's gonna happen.
Sorry.
And then when I was on the plane, I was like, oh shit, it's happening.
This is really happening.
I'm the type of person like when I'm preparing for stuff, I don't get psyched out until it's time to actually do it.
Yeah.
When I'm stepping on the stage to do it, that's when I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to do it. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I got back from Drag Race, everyone was like, oh my god, your life's about to change. And I was like, oh no, girl, it's just like a little pageant. Like I'm not really like, which is crazy because I mean everyone knows Drag Race is such a huge phenomenon.
Yeah.
But like when I came back and when I came back from Drag Race, I know everyone's like Sasha Colby this, Sasha Colby that. Bitch, you could not tell me I was not winning. In my mind, I was like, oh baby, I made Rue laugh every single day I was there. My package was sickening. I was the show. I won. I was like, I'm winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when I got back, I remember like it didn't even register to me. You kind of come back to being a local girl and like, yeah, people know, but
yeah, because I know that like it still takes a little time for it to air, so you still have to kind of live like that 6 months to a year for it to even come out, and you have to be like regular still, you know, knowing that you just went and shot this entire fucking season.
Yeah.
I mean, but like when coming back, you said in your mind like I already knew you won, right? So. So when it
before we even get started, because I know the girls are gonna clip this, I'm telling y'all, and I always read comments and stuff like that. People are like, "Oh my god, how did any of them think that Sasha Colby wasn't gonna win?" Baby, I'm a true Texas drag queen. I've competed against girls in pageants who have been doing drag for 20, 30 years. I'm never bothered by a bitch. I will sit there in rags and still think I'm gonna win. I'm delusional, bitch.
Yeah.
I am patient zero when it comes to drag delusion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's what I appreciate the most about you is that again you just have such a fighting fighting spirit and you have a hustler's mentality. So like you're constantly always like, baby, I am the top. I am the winner. I've seen Mistress obviously compete before, and the bitch is gonna get in drag, bitch. That little you're fucking. I think you wore the cheetah dress with the, it was like the cheetah stone gown. Bitch, you ate the girls up in that gown.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The bitch was cinched for her life, bitch. She couldn't breathe. I know. But baby, she was back there and she was competing with the big dogs. So she, obviously, Mistress, I'm sure you know that where your placement is at as far as the drag community goes. You're a, but even before Drag Race, I'll say this. Even before Drag Race, I've known you before that. You were always very much a runner-up, or not a runner-up, but like a, what is that? What's the word I'm thinking of?
We don't know.
Front runner. There you go. You were always a front runner to the girls that came up, like me and Leilani and Rain and the rest of us. Like we always sort of looked at you like, well, Mistress is gonna do it. So if she can do it, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that spirit of you, sister. You definitely know how to get yours, bitch, and you gonna get yours.
Totally.
Okay.
And you know what? I will say you are a smart ass bitch, because I said this.
Really.
I said this previously in another episode, but reality TV, it's reality TV, but it's also a competition. And I think, a lot of the times, I'm going to use this example because I find it to be very true, whether y'all like it or not. Like, I think about the season Candy Muse was on. Obviously, like, Candy Muse, let's be real, her runways sucked. They were not good.
Now, not too much on my sister.
No.
I'm a sinister.
No, I love Candy Muse. I really do love Candy Muse. But her runways just weren't making sense. Girl, the alien on her back, come on. It was not.
Cute. I liked it.
I didn't. It was not really connecting for me.
Okay.
But I will say that bitch and you are in the same right for sure. Not that your looks weren't good. But what I'm saying is, like, you were so smart. You knew how to play the reality TV game.
Absolutely.
You knew you were going to say the things that the girls wanted to hear or that the girls didn't want to hear. And I'm not saying, like, you knew what to say to, like, get you far in the competition, because obviously your talent speaks for itself. Absolutely. But I just wanted to point out you are a smart-ass bitch, because playing reality TV is such a talent in its own right. So you're right. Whether you won the show or not, you still won because you won the crowd.
When I was on set for Drag Race, I'll never forget, there's so many people behind the scenes who work with you, like your story producers and like 1,000,001 camera people. And as like, I remember the second week I was there, one of the camera people were like, "You've done TV before." I was like, "No, baby, I've never done TV."
Yeah.
They're like, "How do you know?" And the thing is, I used to tell people I was shy, which I'm not shy, of course. But I'm a watcher. I'll watch everyone work, and I'll watch how things go, and I'll see people's personality. I'm like, okay, now I know how I'm gonna fit in, like, what's happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you have to play the game, because
Absolutely.
like, I remember, like, when I went to Drag Race, I, of course, wanted to win. That was, like, first and foremost. I was like, I'm going to win. I'm going to be the first big girl to win. I'm going to do it.
Right.
But as I was there and I saw, again, I'm a watcher. I saw what was happening and whose storyline was playing what. I remember I was like, okay, even if I don't win, I know I'm still going to be, like, a major player in the game, and I'm going to get my coin. The whole time I was there, I remember it went from me wanting to win, and then, like, as we were inching towards the top, I was like, well, I need to at least make the top, because I'm not letting these bitches make more money than me on the shows. I need to get my booking fee up there.
Okay.
And, like, that's like, all I cared about, like, in that moment.
Yeah.
And it was, like, the kind of, like, survivalist mindset, because I was like, I need to make Houston proud. I need to get my big one.
You had a
like,
lot, right? It was. Did you feel the pressure of the city on you a little bit when you were going into it? Like, I know you said you didn't tell anybody that you got there, but when you were on that plane and you were on your way there, did you feel the pressure of, like, doing a good job?
And this sounds so conceited, but I really didn't, because I knew I was the best one to do the job.
Yeah.
I knew that if anyone from Houston was going to be on and do it, I knew it was going to be me, only because I think that I started doing drag right when I started doing drag before the boom of baby drag queens in Houston, and that's why I had it in, because when I started, it was nothing but the older queens, and most of the older queens here are trans women who've been doing drag 20, 30 years.
Girl.
So it was just such a divide in the community, and I knew that I had, like, every ingredient of what it took to win Drag Race, or to be, like, at least a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
And I didn't really feel the pressure until I had some sponsorships from the girls in Houston, and when people put their money into it, that's when I'm like, okay, now I gotta really get
like, now I gotta
just in case.
Shout out to my home bar, South Beach, Charles Armstrong. I love you so much. Like, one of my biggest mentors. That's daddy to me.
Aww.
So shout out to South Beach, Houston.
Shout
I love
out
you
to
so
South
much.
Beach, Houston.
And don't
Absolutely.
forget to check out my monthly show at South Beach, Houston. If you're ever in the Houston area, I bring all your favorite Rupauls Drag Race girls, and we have a good fucking time.
You just had fucking, who did you just have? Violet and...
I had Violet Chachki and Got Mick. I had playing Jane and Gia Gunn. I've had
the
some
way you
sickening
get
shows.
these, you just had Gia Gunn too. Oh my God, bitch! The way you get these big fucking names to come here to Houston just to party with your stupid ass. I live like it's kind of and bitch, you be packing out the house. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course.
It's sickening.
I mean, I love that. Obviously, like I know you like to joke around and be like, I'm delusional, but confidence is such a big thing, and I think it plays such a big part in any creative at all. Have you always been this confident, like prior to Drag Race, even prior to like doing Houston drag? Like, have you always been this confident person?
I think I've always had the mindset of like, first of all, I'm a fat Latino. I've always been a fag. I've always been different. I've always been creative. Like I've always been just the weird boy.
Yeah.
And growing up, people are always like, were you bullied? I'm always like, no, because I never saw myself as different.
Right.
And I've always had like the funny where like people are gonna gravitate towards me because we're gonna fucking laugh.
Yeah.
So like I think confidence definitely came in my younger adult life, but I think once I started drag, I was really confident as a mistress, and I knew like what I could do. And as you do drag professionally, and as I grew and like in my community, I think my persona in drag translated into me as a boy, and I kind of married them. So like I guess in my adult life, confidence, yes, always, but like teenage years, I mean, I feel like everyone as a teenager is always like,
you kind of like are still dealing with that. Speaking of your drag. When what was it that inspired you to even start drag? Like how did Mistress Isabelle Brooks even like become?
It's hard to answer this question. So I don't know if y'all. I mean, I know you because I first of all I've known Gia for years.
Yeah.
I knew Gia before Gia. Clock that. But you know, back in our day, I feel like scene culture, like emo, but like everyone's like alternative, dyeing their hair crazy colors, and that's kind of where I started like experimenting with like makeup and like dressing different. And from there, like at that time, Tumblr was really popular. So I remember one of my friends had sent me a GIF of like Rupauls Drag Race. Like, you should watch this, you'd love it. So I found drag through Rupauls Drag Race, but as soon as I did, I was like looking up clubs and stuff in Houston. Kind of like the story of like Tommy Ross, like all the other legendary queens, how like they all find drag to like the gay clubs and like
through our local gay clubs.
It was very that. And anyone who knows true drag, not just a fan of Drag Race, but a fan of drag, Texas has the like most richest history of drag, and everything is documented, and everyone has the VHS, the cassette. You could watch a drag show from 1982 if you wanted to. So immediately I was hooked because it was like at that time, it was before social media was really popping, and like this was before you could even watch like all the drag makeup tutorials on YouTube and stuff like that. So it was just so enticing, and like it was the magic of like drag, and just immediately I'm a very all or nothing person. If I like something, bitch, I'm going fully deep in.
Totally.
Like if I'm like I will think of wanting to do something, and I will buy all the materials for it. I'm going like balls to the wall crazy.
You're just gonna start it.
And you know what I noticed? So like I know on the show, and even like now speaking to you, like Texas drag to me, it sounds like it's such heavy influence. Obviously, you live here, so duh. But I think also just its culture. Because, I mean, let's be real. Culture is shared throughout so many... I'm sure Texas drag is inspiring somebody in fucking Illinois or something.
You know what I mean?
Why is Texas drag such a big, like, influence on, like, what you do, like, I guess, before and also now?
So I always tell people every time I'm in Texas, every time I book somewhere, at this point, I have done drag all over the world, literally. I have traveled the entire world, and I can say there is no drag or drag community like the drag in Texas, especially Houston, Texas.
Wow.
And I think I gravitate towards Texas drag because it's so cliche, but it's true. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Really?
The bitches are bigger, the trade's bigger, baby, the hair is bigger. Everything you could think of is amplified in Texas, and I like the drama and I like the glamour of drag. And I also think that Texas drag is really tied into the community and how the girls treat each other.
Yes.
And that's kind of the thing that annoys me nowadays. I feel like we kind of lost that community in Houston and needs to be rebuilt.
Totally.
But
do you feel like, and I'll say this, I feel like the gays are more sensitive now than they have ever been. I think that's what kind of breaks that like drag culture or like drag lingo, because they just... the girls that get it, and sometimes when you're too sensitive to understand, it just breaks the joke. You're like, girl, don't be back here then. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck on. Do you feel like they're a little bit more sensitive these days, I feel, when it comes to like, reading and...
I think in this day and age, we live in like a PC world where everyone tries to not step over each other's toes. And I think that that's one of my favorite things about being a Brew Girl is y'all think I'm ugly, nasty, and rotted. When I get backstage with your favorites, they're worse than me. And I think that everyone tries not to step on each other's toes. And of course, you want to be respectful to people and, grow with the times. But I think that people are too sensitive. People are scared to say stuff. But also, this might be an unpopular opinion. I put the blame on the elders of our community. I think that there needs to be the older girls stepping in line and getting the girls together. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of foolishness happening. Baby queens having drag babies. And
but I feel like the older queens literally, because they've lived their life. They've had their heyday. So they're just like, baby, I'm not trying to worry about that boy. I don't give a fuck about that baby queen. You know what I'm saying? So they literally leave it to like the younger, more millennial girls to like get them in line, but it's so hard to, I in my mind, I just try not to, when the whole non-binary thing started to come about, and like,
she's
people were
such
like,
not a fan of that.
When people started saying like non-binary, even this bitch, I'm not gonna lie, this bitch, when she first started like coming around, and I was like, oh, you want to be a girl? She was like, no, I don't want to be a girl, I just like being like feminine, and I'm like, well, you want to be a girl, So she just wanted to be so, I guess, PC, and I'm just like, girl, you're giving woman. You look like a woman, so just say that you want to be a girl, But they're just, the younger ones are just a little bit more, I feel like they want to have so much, say so and like control over what
I don't know.
Wait, before we continue, let me give a disclaimer. What they're saying is not tied to me, baby. World of Wonder, MTV, Viacom, together.
Okay.
I love the non-binary, they, them.
No,
what I'm saying is, the thing is, I have respect for people as human beings. Yeah. I have respect for you as a human being. If you let me know, hey, I like to go by they, them, or these are my pronouns, I'm gonna respect you as a human being.
No, I wanted to speak actually on like the sensitivity, because you had brought up a really good point that I remember like watching the show and seeing like in the comments, a lot of people kind of felt like maybe like, again, to like Gia's point, like drag queen, I think queer culture across the board, we're so used to like reading people and kind of just like having that like cute little like I guess banter with each other. And some people kind of felt like maybe like your reads were not like funny anymore, and they were actually coming from like a place of like literal, I guess, ill intent. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
So one of the funniest things ever is when the gays and all the girls commenting say, oh my god, Mistress is so mean, Mistress is this. The first thing I said to all my friends when I got back was, oh my god, I had to like really hold back when I was there. And I was like, and even watching the show, people who really know me, they're like, oh girl, you really like didn't go in.
Right,
because baby, this song is lethal. There's like, and that's the thing that's always been, but it's because the girls and like the drag queens I was raised with, that's how we are. Yeah. And I just feel like, I never had ill intent. I never have ill intent with people. I couldn't even name you one person I'm truly beefing with or have an issue with. But I do speak my mind, and that's what we're there for. I think that when it comes to reality TV or RuPaul's Drag Race, it's eat or be eaten, and I'm gonna eat.
Okay. I think people are just so used to like walking on eggshells with other people that maybe sometimes they expect like everybody to be exactly just like them. So thank God that you are very much willing to be like, well, bitch, if you want to let me, if I'm gonna let you have it, I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. Like it's funny when y'all bring that up because like one, I don't read the comments. I don't even read the comments of my own videos.
I only did for the sake of this.
But I think that like the same girls who are commenting, oh, Mistress is me, Mistress is this, or like. First of all, now the show's over, it's nothing but love. If I do read the comments, I hardly ever see hate comments. Yeah. But the same people who like talk shit about you be the same ones consuming all your content, liking, commenting on every picture. So it's like. You love it at the end of the day because that's what reality TV is. We're here to watch people act a mess and be a mess.
You love that like trashiness on. I know I love a good. I always like to I call reality TV like trash TV sometimes because sometimes it's just like. Things you're taking in and you're like, girl, this ain't gonna do nothing good for my life, but it is entertaining. So good. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, Mistress, with your newfound fame, you know what I mean? How has that sort of affected your personal life with like your friends and your drag family and like, your actual family? Like, is it, obviously it had to have changed a little bit.
Yeah, so I keep telling everyone always asks me the number one question anyone will ask me when they see me is like, what era are you in? And I feel like right now I'm in like a very transformative era. I feel like this question would have to be like I would have to put a pin in it because I'm barely living and like coming back to like what I'm finding to be normal.
Yeah.
Because this past year, while the show was airing, we traveled everywhere, work everywhere, you're doing press events. Then like I went on tour for 5 months. I did Work the World. I did the entire tour. The only girl to do the entire tour this year.
Wow.
And I was gone. I came back in November and. Life has just been a roller coaster and there is no normalcy. I just went through like my first real relationship and like went through my first breakup. I just a lot of things have been going on in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm finally finding somewhat of normalcy. But I guess when you live this kind of lifestyle, there really is no normalcy. And you just kind of
Yeah.
roll with
Gotta
the
get
punches.
used to it. Yeah. for
I
sure.
notice when Gia like says like uses like the word like fame or anything like that, it kind of tickles you. Is there a reason like why? Like, do you happen to struggle with like imposter syndrome?
It goes back to like whenever it goes back to me, I'm always just Mistress. I'm always just Israel. I don't like. I have literally been. I've been around like people who I would consider to be real celebrities, and like I don't know, like it's funny to me because I look at Mistress as a separate person from myself, and when you say fame, it's funny because I guess it is true. Like people stop me constantly, and I get the views and all the other stuff, but like to me, I guess. I just like disassociate a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I've been working on. I started going to therapy this year. So
Yeah.
but like I've been working on just like accepting my success and accepting like being happy and like content with like being in the moment because for me I've always had like a survivalist mindset, so I've never took time to register like, oh, I'm doing this and this happened for me, so it's been amazing. I'm always like, okay, I gotta do this to be the next step, or I can't let this like stop going. So I haven't really registered and like sat and like I'm Mistress from Drag Race.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And like as far as like off the back of survivalism, I know everyone out there probably deals with it in their own way. I mean, like how has like that journey been for you coming off of like the show and stuff like that? Because I mean, at this point now, Drag Race is so mainstream. Like, I would almost combat like what you said. Like, I think drag queens, especially in our days now, are real celebrities. Like, they're so sought out for. So going back to the question, survivalism. Like, how did that look like for you? Like while you were competing on the show. I guess in that sense, because it's such a demon in its own right. I know like dealing with shit like that, especially when you come from like certain like backgrounds, it can be tough. Like tell me about that. How was it for you?
I feel like I go into everything with no expectations. And I don't plan anything ever when I compete, when I do anything. And I remember like when I went to Drag Race right before, some people keep journals and stuff like that. I can't be bothered.
Okay.
But I remember the first day I was there, we don't have access to anything. They give us the iPad, or they give us the iPod to listen to music, and like we had a TV, so but they didn't know we could use YouTube on the TV. So I remember I'm listening to some random song, and I remember I was just like, you know what, whatever happens. I don't consider myself to be a religious person, but I am kind of spiritual, I guess.
Totally.
And I think especially being from the South, you do keep those like religious tendencies.
Yeah.
And like I guess I do what most people would call praying, but like I remember I was just like, you know what? I wanted to be here for so long, and I'm here, so no matter what happens, bitch, I'm a RuPaul's Drag Race girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my fucking coin, and it is what it is. So whatever's meant to be is gonna happen, and it is what it is. So I think when it comes to like the survivalist mindset while competing, it was never like. It was never like, oh my God, I have to do this. I remember I was just like, I would wake up every day. I'm like, today I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna make sure the girls have fun. And even if some bullshit happens, we're still gonna remember this day, and it's going to be a great day because we're here and we're gonna make the most of it. And how lucky are we to be able to experience this, and especially with each other. So while on set competing, I never really had that mindset. It was more so like, just make the most of it.
Like you're just living in the moment.
Because like I said, I struggle with that so much, and I still do at times struggle with like just being present.
Yeah, totally.
Because you're always looking forward to like the next thing, what's gonna happen next. Absolutely. So I know you mentioned to us that you've traveled over the world. We've gone to city, country to country. And it makes me so sad because you said that you recently went through a breakup. So I'm just thinking to myself, damn, you didn't get to experience any trade. You didn't get to experience did you get any? No.
That was one of the not I want to say one of my biggest regrets, but because I'm still traveling, I still get I still travel with a little. I do a little one too, but you know what? I think most people look at it like that, but for me, my first relationship as an adult, it was so special to me. Aww. And I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dick comes and goes, men come and
Okay.
go, but
True,
like I
too.
feel like you never forget like your first like true love,
Absolutely.
and that's kind of like how I would categorize that.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so
I
sweet.
do have to. I do want to commend you because I think like. Prior to this episode, I was expecting to only get like Mistress Isabelle media trained. I know what it's like to be on camera, but you are showing us like the human side of like who you
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
and I so appreciate that because I feel like it's like as funny as it sounds, it just makes you so relatable. Because before I was like, I don't know this bitch, I don't know her.
I mean, she's still a
Yeah.
fucking bitch, if I'm being honest with
Okay.
you.
No,
Well,
but
I feel like that's a big appeal of my content. If you actually watch my TikTok lives or like my YouTube channel, I'm very interactive with the people who support me, and I feel like my life is an open book. And I
Yeah.
feel like, I don't know, I just don't often dip into the side outside of drag because, you know, when people watch you for Mistress, they want to see the dancing clown.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why so many people love you. That's one of the biggest reasons why I love you, and like a lot of the girls here in the city love you, because you've always really been you, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like from when I remember you, you know, you've always been very like quick-witted, sharp-tongued, you know, but you're so very loving and you're so caring in that way. And it's just like, you know, you're always talking to a homegirl when you talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why, I mean, even before Drag Race and stuff, like I've always loved you and I've always had respect for you, again, because I saw you and I was like, okay, this bitch is working. Like she actually works out here. You know what I'm saying? I was doing drag out there and it was, you know, for fun, but I always had like my 9 to 5, you know? But like for you, I know that like you were doing your hair, you were doing drag, so you were always on the go, and I just appreciate that like you've just always kind of really stuck to who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Now, what would you like, I guess, attest to that? Like who would you say that like kind of gave you
Baby, when you hit rock bottom, you don't want to go back there again. I've had moments in my life where I've had literally nothing and nobody,
Yeah.
and that's the motivation. And like, when people say like, oh, I don't have, no, baby, I literally have had times where I've had nothing and nobody. And I think that, you know, I look back on those, and like I say, everything happens for a reason. I believe that everything in life is how it's supposed to play out. And like, that's why I don't look back at things and like, I'm like, oh, I wish it didn't happen. No, I'm happy for every failure. I'm happy for everything I've ever been through. I'm happy for every person who's ever fucked me over, because as petty as it sounds, that's what motivates me. If I feel like someone's fucked me over, if I feel like someone treated me like shit, I'm gonna get my lick back, and I always do. And that's what like propels me.
I love
and
that.
that's a cancer for you.
Okay, bitch, and that is
Fully.
a cancer for you.
But
bitch.
you know what? I do wanted to ask this question because just like kind of what you're saying now, like when you're, so say you're on tour and you're winding down and perhaps you're in your hotel room like at night, do these like things kind of like ever come to you? Because I mean, let's be real, like human connection as people, that's truly like what does feed us. And whether you want to admit it or not, like people, that is what we sought for in whatever type of way, shape, or form. So when you're winding down, like when you're at when you're like in the hotel room or at home or whatever, like do these things like surface for you? Are you the type to suppress these type of things, like because you're so used to like the MIB thing?
No, you know, I'm pretty straightforward with myself, and I'll address issues. Actually, me and my ex would always get into. I'm an overthinker. I will replay.
Okay, bitch, cheers to
I
that.
will replay and I will rethink and I'll dissect every little detail of stuff. And I think that I'm very much the type to address even my own issues. But I think that's why like going to therapy and getting like not help, but like just having someone to like open up to and like maybe revisit things that I thought I was over is like a big thing for me right now. But like when I'm on tour and stuff like that, like girl, as funny as it sounds, I don't really have that many issues.
Yeah.
Which is an issue for me because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
And I think
I was gonna
that-
say it's kind of a good thing though, but I
Yeah.
guess you know.
And I think that, you know what, life is beautiful, and I get to experience this like once in a lifetime opportunity, and I've made the most of it. And I think that for me, it's very important to just be like, okay, I did it, I've accomplished, and now it's like time to enjoy. So when I am unwinding in my hotel, I don't think about shit like that, honestly.
Good. That's really good that like you allot that time for yourself. Because I mean, imagine if not, bitch, you would hate the whole experience.
Okay.
Totally would. I know how it.
So with you, you know, being a well-traveled queen and stuff, I know that, you know, Texas is your home and you love Texas and everything about it. But like, where would you say is like kind of like your like the best place you've actually touched the stage at? Like, what's the crowd that gives it to you the most?
You know what? And it's so unexpected. The hillbilly redneck towns where really the hillbilly redneck towns where there's nothing else going on and you're the main deal. Those are the ones who be turning it out because they're so excited to see drag.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's always the places you don't expect that are the most fun because
I would definitely wouldn't have expected.
Yeah.
I would think like big cities or like
I mean, of course, I always love being in like LA and New York because you see. Well, we won't get to New York. We won't go there. New York is just so small. I love being in New York. I love the people there, but like the whole gay and drag scene is so different there.
Oh my God.
But I love being in like LA. I love Chicago, of course.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's so many places I'm lucky like to call like my second home.
Yeah.
I will say it's always the places that you don't expect, like little towns in Alabama or
girl,
like
just
in the
little
swamps in
fucking
Florida.
Nutbush,
Little
Tennessee,
swamps.
girl.
Yeah.
What city reminds you the most of Houston?
Oh, that's a good one. I would say Florida's probably really similar to Houston.
Okay.
In the drag scene and the setup of everything. I always say LA reminds me of Texas. LA is kind of like LA's very similar.
Really?
Wow. In what way?
I think like the gay scene especially and like I think the drag there because the drag is very like high horror drag.
In LA, it's high court? Okay.
Well, in LA, it's kind of like you have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
The girls are all running around trying to make a name.
Yeah, for
Your
sure.
friend Angelina moved to LA.
I heard they don't want her there. No, honestly, I mean, I've been to LA a couple times, and it's fun. It's a really beautiful city, I'll say that. But I was telling this story to someone else. I'm like, the people out there are just a little too. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, they just pretend a lot.
Oh,
They are. And the girls are like that, but there's a lot of girls like that here. Clock that tea. But
Clock
you know what?
it.
I think I like LA because it's like Texas, and I always tell the girls this. In Texas, there's a man for everyone. There's trade for everyone. Men like all type of things, and that's how it is in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I could
In
definitely
In LA,
see
you
that.
can always find a man.
I could definitely see that.
I mean, the men out here aren't shit, though, if I'm being honest
I guess
with
it's
you.
true.
Okay? I hate the men out here.
What is like, I mean, so you have all this great like things like going for you, like what else can we like expect from
Yeah.
you?
So I just released my new wig line, wigstress.com.
Yes.
I have my YouTube channel where I upload every Monday and have surprise uploads throughout the week. Yeah, I have a lot going on. I'm traveling again, hopefully going on tour soon.
Yes.
I always have a lot of things in the mix.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have my monthly party here in Houston at South Beach, Houston.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, what else can I do?
What else
I'm just
can the
working
dog
my
do?
ass off, you know
What
what I
else?
mean?
So the Mistress wig line, that's fun. That's
Yes,
new. I mean,
it
was that something you've been working on for a little while, or?
Yeah, so you know, it's been years in the making. And actually, right before I went on Drag Race, I had saved up enough money to actually manufacture my wigs.
Nice.
Wow.
And I used that money for my package, and I was like, you know, once I do the whole Drag Race thing, I'm gonna put that
that
back
money
into my
right
business
back.
and go back to what I was doing.
Smart.
Because
Aw.
most people don't know, I don't even really want to get into it, but I was doing wigs for if you've been to a pageant, if you've seen the girls compete, if you watch the girls on Drag Race, they've worn my hair. That's how I knew so many girls before I went on Drag Race. And yeah, you know,
That's
always
beautiful.
made my coin off of that.
That's
Well, look
sick
at you
to me.
becoming like the businesswoman that you've always
Yes.
wanted to be. Honey.
Now, these wigs, are they synthetic or human hair?
You know, they're luxury synthetic wigs.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are, you
It's a
know.
different type.
It's a little fuller than the one you're wearing right now.
Well, this is Wigstress.
Clock that, vicious. Clock
This
it.
is Wigstress, if y'all are
I
wondering.
love it.
That's a Chrissy wig.
Don't do my sister. Do not do my sister. It has come time to our favorite time of the show. I'm sure you've heard about it. It's the time of the show where we get to play Is It Giving TS or CD? And as you all know, like I say every single fucking week, this is a lighthearted game. Please do not be offended. We are just having a good old time. What do I say, Mistress? You could be giving CD today and TS tomorrow. You just never know, you know? Vanity's gonna pick up some photos, and we want Mistress and Hector again to vote for us. Let us know whether this photo is giving you TS or CD.
Oh my God, let's
Okay.
go for it.
Now, Mistress, the resemblance is uncanny. So let's start there. Is this giving you TS or CD?
Oh my gosh. That is giving me TS.
TS?
Yes.
Or is this the one with PCOS?
You know, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at you and Gia. It's looking like they're mending together, and I think all trans are valid.
I'm so sick of her.
I
so,
cannot take
now why am I in it? Like, why am I
I'm
in
just
it?
answering.
Girl, fuck
It's
you.
beautiful. I love the Christmas decorations.
decorations.
It is
Girl, it
gorgeous.
is Christmas decorations, huh? And you know what's so funny? Let me tell you something, mistress. The caption on this photo, let me read it to you. Clock the Missy now because that's all you are able to clock.
Let me ask, do you get permission for these pictures?
No.
Loudly.
Girl, that is so shady.
No, they did submit these photos.
Okay,
that's right, that's right.
I ask on Instagram. I always ask them, y'all submit your TS or CDs, and they submit these photos.
Okay.
So they fully know what they're getting.
Because if that was my picture, I would do a copyright claim on this video.
Okay.
Girl,
These
fuck
bitches
you.
don't know that shit.
They ain't got money to go to court like that. Okay, is this giving you TS or CD?
Wow.
I'm be nice.
You know, the water bottle in the back lets me know she's hydrated.
Period.
I'm going to say this is a working TS woman.
Yes.
So it's giving you a little TNT, little
Yes.
tranny and training.
What would you assume looking at me?
What would you say?
Unemployed. You know, it's giving beautiful TS woman.
Yeah.
It's giving fish. It's giving fish.
Absolutely. You know, this is my sister Ivana, and fun fact, I went to high school with her.
Oh, really?
I did, and in high school.
You went there.
Huh?
You went to high school?
Yeah, baby, I graduated, my love. Did you?
Well, we won't go there.
Right, exactly.
Maybe I graduated from Drag U.
Girl, but do you have your GED or at least
No.
high school diploma?
No.
Girl,
All
bye.
of a sudden, the girls are red in the face.
Okay. No, so you know what's so funny is when we were in high school, I was just a regular gay boy. I would just wear makeup, and my sister Ivana would come to school in full geese. She would have like her hair, her wig.
God.
So she's always been very like, tranny
sexy.
since the young days. So I always appreciated that of her, that she was very much living her true self, her real life back
I
then.
love that.
I remember her in high school, and back in the day, I didn't even know what TS was.
Yeah.
I just thought she was a confused boy.
Oh,
And then
wow.
The wig was bad though, I'm not gonna lie.
But then when I learned
Sorry,
what,
sister.
Girl, this is so problematic.
Stop.
until I learned what TS was, and then I was like, wow, I had a whole TS girl in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, no. I mean, she was always
I'm
really
like
sweet. I'm not gonna lie. It
crying.
was like the straight bang. It kind of gave like a little like.
It was giving Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
but just
It was
like.
giving Pink Friday.
Yeah, but a little more frizzy. You know what I mean? Like
Part one or two? Which one?
Okay, well, we appreciate you playing our little game, mistress.
Yes.
We actually have one more gift for you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to me.
So, mistress, this is a check for nothing.
For
JK.
Prep at the free clinic.
So we printed this board out, and we just wanted all of our guests and our bartenders to sign it. Although Hector's already signed it since he's been here before. So we would love your signature on it. I know it costs a lot of money for this signature.
You know, I'll donate it.
Please,
Thank you,
please,
thank
we'd
you.
really appreciate it if you could just give us a little donation. Thank you.
Dude,
so
a full
silly.
drink.
Oh my god. Okay.
The grip is insane.
Okay, she gotta hold on to that. Period.
Unclock that tea moment.
Period. Well, like Gia said, thank you so much for being a part of our show tonight. We really appreciate it.
mistress.
And thank you for letting us in on the human side of you. I'm so happy that
Yeah.
you did that for
People
us.
actually know that you're like real life and like a human being with real feelings. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
The girls already know that. But thank y'all for
girl,
having me. I
yeah.
appreciate it. You know, I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect, but it was exactly what I was expecting being here.
Okay, let's unpack that before we go.
I had a great time. I love to see it. I love to see the girls doing things, and I hope
Thank
it
you.
continues to grow.
Thank you so
I
And you should
much.
do a little one too. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Right, let them know.
To me, not to them.
wow.
Check out my YouTube. I upload every single Monday. And
Right.
some
So do we.
surprise upload throughout the week. Well, not too much.
Girl.
And you can also catch Mistress on I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant.
Girl, bye.
Hey
You guys-
guys, one more present before we leave.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna take a shot.
Oh my gosh. I can't
You
take
know,
a shot.
None of us
I've said
excited.
that before.
Here we are.
Mistress can't take one, she said, but
Yeah, she's
Y'all do a
pregnant.
shot for us.
It's just I don't want
Mistress,
to.
You're taking a shot.
I have water.
Okay, just.
Dude, respect her sobriety.
Yes, my
Okay,
sobriety
she's
journey.
sober.
Okay, I'll take Mistress's shot.
I love
And
it.
Hector will take mine.
No.
Wow.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers, girls.
And you know
Chug
what?
your drink.
So
I literally
strong.
bought the ingredients
Baby.
for you.
Now, who let the bartender talk during the motherfucking podcast?
You know what? Good point. We're not giving them a mic.
You know
next
what?
time.
With that being said, tune into the next one. Bye.
Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. I will literally do anything you want for those subscribers. I promise, okay? And until next time,
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.